All right, class, so I want to take a minute and give you a quick overview of what we're going to be doing in the class. I'm going to keep this just as short as I possibly can, but it's also important that you watch the entire video so you understand what's going on. So this is the first time that I've taught this class in a little while, so I'm doing a complete revamp of it. One of the things that I need you to do sooner than later is have a look at the syllabus. It's going to be found under Files, and from Files you can go to Syllabus. And right now it's empty, but I'll make sure that I put something up there real quick for us. It'll only take a moment. Okay. All right, so here we go. So this is the syllabus, so do yourself a favor and go ahead and open that up yourself. One of the things you'll note is right up front, I have my email or my phone number right here, 240-284-3035. That's my home phone number here, and it's a voice over IP phone number. So it should fall back if I can't be reached, but you can call that in the event of an emergency. Otherwise, you can call me by phone, contact me by email, or you can contact me through over here, the inbox. I don't know if you've ever used the inbox before, but I highly recommend it. You go to inbox and you say I want to compose a new message, and you select which professor and which course, and you can send that particular message off to me. So make sure that you do that, because I'm a very heavy user of secure computing, of the Canvas platform, and I very, very much like it. The next thing, let me go back to the syllabus here real quick, and I'm going to pull that back up. The next thing, let me see, let me do this a little different way. I'm going to pull it up on my own computer off to the side over here. So you're not going to be able to see it, but we'll kind of go through the different aspects of it. And you can follow along with your own copy of the syllabus there. So this class is truly just an overview of cybersecurity. It may be a little bit easy for a few of you, because I noticed some of you in the class are juniors and quite possibly even seniors, but there's going to be other people in the class that are new to this, and this might be a little bit of a struggle for you at times. And I assure you that it's not bad. It's not too hard, and it's going to be quite fun for you as you go through class learning about different security things. A lot of people that teach this class, they take a tact of kind of a scare tactics type approach to teaching the class. I really don't care for that. So you need to be aware that as we go through, there might be some things that are scary, but also keep in mind that it just comes down to, if you prepare yourself, you're going to be much better off in the computer world, and everybody's majors out there can use a little bit of computer security. So one of the first things that I want to mention right out of the gate is, where's the book? Well, the book is right here. It's Red Shelf. So you click on Red Shelf. You won't have all of these, but you click on Computer Security Fundamentals. This is an opt-out service. So if you do not want the book, A, you better make sure you have a physical copy or another rented copy of it somewhere, because you're just not going to pass this class. And B, if you do opt out, if you decide you don't want the book, you have until Friday in which to do that. So make sure you take a look at that. One of the other things, and I'll kind of drag this over so you can see, you're going to be required to do a lot of external reading. Here's some different places that you can go. You go to Dark Reading, Network World, Ars Technica, Slashdot, and there's a lot of other great websites out there for you. You'd be able to pull current cybersecurity issues that are going on. So I recommend you have a look at that. You're going to be able to do this course with any computer, can be Mac or Windows. You're going to be required to download some different software. Matter of fact, for the VMware, which is due on Saturday, you're going to be required to go to download some software. I think everybody has access to this, but if not, so the CSIT web store will get you there. If you don't have access to it, shoot me a quick email and I'll get that updated right away for you. The next thing that I want to talk about is the attendance policy, and mandatory reporting, so on and so forth. I want to talk about the different things we're going to be doing in the class. So you're going to have 2 exams. The exams are going to be at the end of each 2 weeks. So the first exam will actually be on It'll start on Thursday the 10th, and you can access it through Saturday the 12th, and you have an hour and a half in which to complete that. So plenty of time in which to complete that. And then the last exam will be 2 weeks later, right at the end of it. I'm going to have a lot of different assignments that are going to be due. Assignments, labs, external readings, etc. You got a couple of them due this week. I go under syllabus a lot because it shows me what to do day by day. But do keep in mind that for like the presentations, this is a discussion board. So I click on this and it's going to take me out to a discussion board. And this is going to be a moving due date. So while I have it due on January the 3rd, the second part of that, if we read down through here, it says there's a part 1, part 2, and part 3. The second part is due on Friday the 4th. And then the last part of it is due on Saturday the 5th. All right. So as those dates move along, I'll make sure that I change the due date, or hopefully I'll change the due date. And then the way you're going to do it is after you've completed this, rip from the headlines presentation and you're ready to post, you're going to click on reply right here, and you're going to reply to my original thread with a new thread of your own. And in this case, you're going to be supplying me with the PowerPoint presentation. Couple different ways in which you can do that. You should be able to click on attach and attach a file that way. You can also use Microsoft Office 365. That ties right into your Office 365. And then another way in which you can do it is upload the file to your own area. You should be able to do this, and then you should be able to link to that particular file that way as well. So that's going to be one of the different things that we're going to do. And those are going to be the presentations. Those are going to be 3 to 5 minutes, and there's going to be one presentation a week. And those particular presentations are going to be about something that is current and relevant. It's a security topic pulled from the headlines, ripped from the headlines, So a lot of different things that are going on. Marriott got hacked recently. There's just always something that's going on. So you're going to need to pull that and then kind of read through what all you need to do there in your presentation. So that's going to be a presentation that you're going to make based on research that you're going to do every week. Those assignments and labs that I was talking about, I actually have a couple of them set up here for you. There's a two-factor authentication lab, 2FA lab. That one should be pretty straightforward and pretty easy for you. I'm going to always give you some easier ones, some fun ones that are very applied. Probably always going to give you, this is a chapter 2 exercise, some things that are straight out of the book. So that's where you're going to need the book. These are the exercises at the end of chapter 2. I want you to walk through those and do those. In case you don't know how to do a screen capture, I suggest that you practice that before. You can use the print screen button. That's found on all computers. There's a snipping tool in Windows, Grabber for Apple. I can't remember what it's called for Linux if you're using Linux. Here's a link from DuckDuckGo. If you don't know what DuckDuckGo is, maybe you want to find that out. That tells you how to do it otherwise on a Mac. And then you need to create a Word document and take some screen captures and put it in as you complete those particular labs and exercises. And then the last thing that I have for you is setting up Microsoft VMware. So what we're going to do here, I don't have this one quite ready, but you need to download a couple pieces of software. You're going to need to download Microsoft Workstation for Windows, VMware Fusion for Apple, and then Windows 10. And you can download all of those from here. Come in and we can sign in. Once you've signed in, you're capable of there's Windows 10, and then you can click on VMware. And you can download here VMware Workstation 15 and VMware Fusion 11. Make sure you get the Workstation or the Fusion, by the way. So you're going to download those, and then you also need to download Ubuntu, which is a Linux, and you're going to install, ultimately we're going to install both of those into either Workstation or Fusion. We're going to do that. I don't know what the future holds. Again, I'm rebuilding this particular course, so as I continue to think about it over the coming weeks, I want to give you a nice, safe environment to be able to play with what we do in this class. And there might be some things that are a little bit more scary, so I want to make sure that you have a safe environment and something that's going to be isolated from your host machine, meaning your physical machine. All right. Got another, let me see, the other thing that we have to do is we're going to have a discussion board. So the first part of the discussion board this week, and these are going to be case studies, you need to do this case study discussion board, and these are all due by Wednesday night. So what we're going to do is you need to read the case study. These are fairly simple, which is why the weight on them is so low. You're going to read a case study on page 84. This is the one about Jane and John. And then by Wednesday evening, you need to give a 1 to 2 sentence summary of the situation in your own words. I really want you to be doing things in your own words. I want you to take the time to re-summarize and reflect, right? Then I want you to answer the questions at the end of that case study. There's only 2 of them. And then I want you to give an example from your personal life that relates to the case study. And this could be a family member example, something you've read on the web, something like that. That's perfectly fine. This is all writing, right? Then you're going to create 2 new questions about the case study or your personal example. And you're going to leave those for everybody else to answer. So then by Thursday, so you've done part 1 by Wednesday night, by Thursday you have to go in and you have to answer 3 other people's questions for a total of 6 questions to be answered. And then when you answer those questions, you need to make sure you support it with a source either from the book, a credible internet source. And I'm going to change that right now. So that'll be book or a credible internet source. For example, law enforcement website or legitimate security firm. And when I say legitimate, I'm talking about Microsoft, I'm talking about F-Secure, I'm talking about Apple, I'm talking about IBM security people. I'm talking about a company who specializes in it, not some guy out there that has a blog that thinks he's a security expert. If he's a security expert and he has a blog and he's from a legitimate company, different story. But I really want you to be legitimizing the different things that you know about security. And that's how you're going to have to proceed through this particular course, or it's not going to end well for you. Then the last thing we're going to do is we have some homework sets. Not a lot of homework sets. Going to do just a few of them. Homework 1, 2, and 3, they're just 15 questions. Should be pretty quick for you. It's just going to force you to read a little bit and make sure you're taking the time to read. If you have any questions, let me know. Make sure you're reading everything. I've already said that once, but it's very important that you do that because I leave Easter eggs kind of all over the place in the different assignments I do. And if you let me know that you found those Easter eggs, it'll tell you what to do. I'll give you points for those Easter eggs whenever you find them. If you have any questions, just let me know. Otherwise, have a great new year and a safe new year, and I'll see you on Wednesday. You'll start seeing and hearing a lot more from me on Wednesday and Thursday.